Hi, I'm Andrea Sutcliffe. I am the Chief Inspector of Adult Social Care at the Care Quality Commission, and today is a first for me. I'm going to be answering your questions that you put forward on Twitter, and I'm really looking forward to it. Involving users, and I know that other people asked about families and carers as well, is going to be really important in the way that we do all of our regulation and inspection. So we'll need to be finding out from people, you know, if they've written complaints about the service before we go in. We'll want to talk to people who are using the services when we're inspecting, and we're going to want to talk to their families and their relatives as well. We're also going to make sure that the information that we provide after the inspection is clear so that everybody can use that, and we'd like to get their feedback on what we've written as well. Healthwatch and other partners like the safeguarding boards, GPs, other local people are going to be really important to us, particularly when we're planning the inspections that we're going to be doing, because they're our eyes and ears on the ground all of the time, and we want to make sure that we're taking their information, feeding that into the data pack that all of our inspectors will have, so that they know what the questions are that they should be asking when they go in to do the inspection. Measuring care is going to be really important, and one of the new aspects of our inspections will be that we'll be coming out with a rating at the end of them. So we'll be saying whether care is outstanding, whether it's good, whether it requires improvement, or whether it's poor. And we will be working with people who are using services, their families and carers, as well as providers and other people who know about what works in social care, to identify what actually is good. You know, what are the sorts of things that we need to always look at to make sure that they're in place so that we can say that something's good, and what is it that really makes somewhere outstanding that you and I would be happy to leave our mum or any other member of our family in the care of those people. I know that lots of people have asked about 15 minutes, and this is where I think the 5 questions that we're going to be asking about any service that we're looking at will be really important. So we'll be saying, is the service caring? Is it effective? Is it responsive to people's needs? Is it safe? And is it well led? And frankly, if somebody's having to make a decision between having a breakfast or having a shower in the morning, I certainly don't think that's caring. It's not responsive to their needs. It won't be necessarily safe. How can it be effective in terms of supporting people to live their lives to the best that they can? And no well-led service would let it happen. So I think that we will be using those questions to really look at how care is delivered, to make sure that it is the most appropriate and high-quality care that people deserve. Person-centred coordinated care is actually really important, not just to us as inspectors working together, but obviously to the people who are using services. We will be trying to address this in a number of different ways. First, there will be some thematic inspections. We will be looking at, say for example, the experience of people who are living with dementia. What is their experience of all of the different services that we're responsible for regulating? And what we're also going to do is to think about the questions that we can ask of whatever service we're looking at, which will actually identify for us whether the service is providing person-centred coordinated care. We are asking about mystery shoppers and potentially the use of hidden cameras in the discussion that we're wanting to have with people at the moment. These are issues that folk have raised with us. We know that poor care has sometimes been exposed by people who have either been mystery shoppers or using hidden cameras, and we want to talk to folk about whether that is the right way for us to go, or are there other ways that we can make sure that people are getting high quality, effective and appropriate care. So yeah, I don't have the answers to this at the moment, and I'm looking forward to having the dialogue with everybody involved to make sure that we get ourselves into a sensible position around all of this. One of the important aspects of our inspections are that the vast majority of them are unannounced. So we don't tell people in advance when we're going to be there, and we can just turn up on the day, and we obviously will be allowed in, and we'll be looking at the services as they're provided, so that people aren't necessarily ready for us. So that's what we do already. We will continue to do that. We'll also think about the use of mystery shoppers who might be going into the service not necessarily as inspectors, but actually trying to find out a little bit more about the service in a different way. So there's all sorts of things that we're thinking about using, and we're really looking forward to hearing from people and having your comments about what's the best way to do this. We have the opportunity to levy fixed penalty notices on providers who don't have registered managers. And although I know that this is a difficult question, because if you're taking money away from a provider, they would probably prefer to be spending that on getting new registered managers in. But we need to make sure that people take this seriously, because we can see that there is a correlation between those services where we have a higher level of non-compliance with our standards when they don't have a registered manager. So it's absolutely essential that we make sure that people do abide by that legal requirement that they sign up to when they register the service. What we plan to do with our inspections, once we've rated everybody, is to actually time the inspections depending on the rating that they've received. And so it may be longer than a year if a service is good or outstanding. But we will always go back into a service if there are concerns that have been raised by others, either the families, the relatives, or people using that service, or if there are other triggers that suggest to us that we should be going back in. And we'll also randomly select about 10% or so of the services that might not be expecting a visit within the year, so that actually everybody knows that that is likely at any stage. I worked when I was a baby general manager with an amazing nurse who was the absolute embodiment of being on the side of the people who were using services. And she was very clear about her vision, she was very clear about the way that she ran things, and she was very clear about the support that she gave to people who were using the service. And she has always acted as an inspiration to me, and I'd really like to be like her. But along the way, I've also been inspired by the stories that people have shared with me about the care that they've received, both good and bad, and the fact that I think we need to be making a difference to make sure that people get the best care that they possibly can have whenever they need it. Thank you ever so much for watching. I've really enjoyed it, and I hope you have too. If you want to find out more, please visit our website and read my blog, which I post on a regular basis to tell you what's going on, or follow me on Twitter. Till next time, bye!